see if we can get someone on to find out, make sure everything's working all right. Just wondering. Let's have a look at Inky. Just transitioned, come above. That would have been a good trade. Shame I couldn't have been on 10 minutes earlier while I'm sorting out this stream. High got take as well. So we took the low. Took the high. More bullish. That higher time frame is bearish. Just John to a sequence 1. Which is bullish. Right. Do. See if I can get the chart. I have no idea if any of this is working. Let's put it on. Do you know what? I'm just going to put on. So we're a bit choppy between here. Okay, big drop. So very likely to go, very likely to go, both of them really. Right. Keep the chat up. Fucking thing's driving me nuts. So that would have been the target. This was the trade. Oh my god. It would have been obviously we've moved offices since we even first came live, and setting everything up's been a nightmare. We'll get some music on as well. So this beautiful crossover. So still inside of there. I want to see it close above here. So let's have a look how the date has been so far today. So last week to this week. $62%, 68%, bearish, 78%, 57%. So again, this is where we expect our high and low, right? We're in that segment. Very likely we might just tap that. But it's whether we get that close. But bit of a mess. 1 hour could have been at this candle. So we're just waiting for this hour to close. Crazy. Today's stream's just more about making sure it all works. It's a Monday morning. I'm tired. 2 hours about to close. Three-hour. First hour is above the open. We've taken the high of the previous 3 hours, so we might get a retracement back to here, back to the open. This is the high of the previous hour, previous 3 hour. This is interesting because obviously this is a nice bullish signal that the 3 hours are going to be bullish. Or more probably to be bullish. Let's look at the 4 hour. Okay, 4 hours a little bit more messy. But we have taken the high of the previous 4 hour. Yeah. So open there. So there's a doji candle, right? But with a much bigger bottom wick. And here's our wick down on the first hour. So we've already taken the high of segment 1, meaning this 4 hour, we're more likely to have a good 4 hour push. So it's more likely we're looking for bullish price action. Yep. And then let's have a look at just how we're doing today. Okay. So of the 3 bullish candles that we've had, lows being in segment 1. Obviously this is not closed yet. Didn't quite get a close above. Just look at March's data. But we are expecting that push in line with the data. We expect the liquidity to go. High probability. Alright. It's tapped it. That would be TP hit anyway. Give it a push. So the X shows you that we hit the liquidity level. So that trade is done. Can you hear us all right, Aaron? Yeah. What I thought. Oh. Yeah, you can hear us. Okay, great. Can you hear that fire alarm? At what point do I go? It's finished. There we go. We're gonna have to just time our stream on a Monday a little bit later. Fucking hell. Oh. Yeah, I think we might push down now because we didn't get a close above this level, so we'll see. But we'll push back down to this wick now and see whether that's where we hold. So this is the hourly candles. Saves me switching. Just from Faddy. Yes. Well, how do you like this? Is the obviously what we've been setting up, getting the getting an area done. It was just too much switching between me and Toe, so it's in one place now. Although he's late for work, so please feel free to put it in the Discord that he's late. Yeah, wind him up. In fact, I'll do it now. That'll really, really annoy him. He's going to be mad. So, Aaron, one of the things I've been looking at since you're here is... So one of the stats that I think is a really good stat is the 12-hour candle. So let's change these to 12 hours. Oh my god. Okay. I'm still collecting the data on it, right? So this is morning. Well, this is New York morning. So that's overnight. New York session, overnight. New York session, overnight. New York session, overnight. New York session. So statistically on the 12-hour candle, there's 3 points that are very high probability. So the middle of the candle and the high and the low. So you can see here, there is a high probability that you will, I think it's like 93% that the middle of the candle will get hit. And then it's probably about an 80%, I'll get all the data confirmed, but about an 80% probability that the high and low will go. And working with a guy called Costa, who's going to be introducing some software as well eventually. Let's get on gold. Whoa. Yeah. Come up that wick. Gold's been very bullish for a while, hasn't it? Been running. Already taken the high of the previous hour. Did it? Okay. Strong bullish, strong bullish, strong bullish. Let's have a look where the 1 and 2 hour is. So 2 hour has finished. We've got a brand new 2 hour. 3 hour, I think is, yeah, taken the high of the first segment in the 3 hour, so 3 hours more probable to be bullish as well. Nice little push up there. 4 hour, we're 2 hours in. Again, we've taken the high there, so a nice probability for a bullish 4 hour. So still everything looking in line. Look at that run. Wow. So we've got no liquidity in between those two, because it just pushed all the way through. In fact, the liquidity that we've got is on the low. So I don't think these are very probable to go. Possibly just this one with a tap down in the fair value gap. Sounds low. I can turn it up. I can turn it up. Hang on. Mute mic. How's that? Is that any better? You tell me when it's better. Ooh, is this mic even going up? How's that? Better? Thankfully you're on, Aaron. Otherwise I'd just been here on my own. Trying to figure out if everything's working okay. Way better. Perfect. Okay. Have some morning energy. So we're going to trade London every day. And we'll put a schedule out on a Sunday, Saturday. Just confirm it obviously the next week. But it'll be either me or T in the morning. There's probably only one day a week I can't do. Maybe two, just depending. But other than that, we'll be live every morning. Fits in better around our schedule. Whereabouts are you from, Aaron? You UK or? Yeah, exactly. Good morning, Pickles. Yeah, no worries, bud. In the Netherlands. Amazing. Beautiful place. I'm moving to France, hopefully, in the next 6 months. I've had a busy couple of weeks. I've just put my house up for sale, so it's been manic. Your sound low. Right, okay. This bloody sound. Is that any better? I've turned it right up. Do you know what? I'll just blame T. This is his fault. He set this up. Mic's on full. I'll just talk louder, Pickles. Alright? I'll pick my voice up and I'll talk louder. It's because it's a Monday morning. I'm a little bit more calm. Right, so we are 10 minutes in. We've taken the liquidity above. You can see here, this is that wick that we've come up. So it's an interesting position to be in, right? On gold. Let's have a look at NQ. NQ. Yeah, we tapped that liquidity. I think NQ is going to go again. I want to see NQ close above this level. But I think NQ's coming up. Back into this wick, possibly. Looking looking very bullish. We've had a transition on NQ. We've come up, first correction. Now switching back bullish again. We want to see it come back above though. We want to see the high go for the current hour. And we want to see it go above this open. But yeah, I'm bullish on NQ at the moment. Let's keep an eye on. Gold, I think, is going to have a little bit of a correction now. Let's have a look. So you can see that we're sort of trapped in this middle ground here. Just doing these quite big corrections, but still bullish. So it'll be interesting to see. We've still got time though. So we've got another 13 minutes. No need to jump in on anything too crazy. I don't like the position the hourly is being this high up. Virtually no pullback, but we'll see what the data gives us when we get to 20 minutes. That's not working, is it? This is meant to show as the time is going on. Morning. I need to speak up. I'm going to talk louder. I keep forgetting. Oh, this is so annoying. Can I put this chat over here? Keeps disappearing on me. If I... Oh no, it's going to change the stream. Oh, bollocks. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Right. It's lovely to be back on with everybody. Right? We're going to kick in this. We're going to kick in and start piecing it all together. So for those who aren't in the 12-week challenge, there's been some really interesting back testing and a couple of really fun sort of tests that we've done in the 12-week challenge. Turbo, is it Turbo? No, Titangle, I think. Has been doing some great tests, so let's have a little look. Really interesting one, being in line with the higher time frames. Yeah, detangle. So using the 2 and the 3 hour has to be in line for the trade. So not as many trades. However, how many has he done? 74 wins, 35 losses, 68% win rate. So it shows that when all the algos are aligned, it's a really, really good confluence of that being together when we've got all the higher time frames aligned. So that's nice. And then a set of challenge as well to back test without the algo, utilizing the just the confluences. And that was really great as well. Like I thought, obviously for 1 month he needed to collect more data, but you know, it showed that those confluences on their own are a strong possibility as well. Don't want to become too heavy on the algo. It's nice to have your own instinct as well. Yeah, see, this is flipping bearish now. Could be that liquidity grab above, right? Then we're going to have that little bit of a correction. Let's just have a look at NQ. What time are we on? 9:16. NQ. Yep, so there's NQ flipping bullish. That nice pull back down. And then going above. So NQ long, where could NQ go? I mean, this is where I think NQ is coming up to, right? We've got all this big gap. So we could have quite a fast push, depending on volume kicks in. But yeah, there's a big wick up here basically. This is an hourly wick. So we've filled down here. If we close above this level, then we can look that the hourly's potentially flipping bullish and have a bit of a pullback. A bit more of a confirmation, right? This is where our liquidity level was. We've already tapped it, but we want to see it go above. How long have we got left? 3 minutes? 3 minutes. Oh, hello. Nice of you to make it on time.
I'm going to slap you.
So we got Pickles, Peter and Aaron in the chat this morning. Want to say hello?
Morning, guys. Just say hello.
He often can't get out of bed.
School run. Doing the school run.
That's not very nice. Anyway, we've. I hope everyone's had a good. Everyone's saying good morning.
Morning, morning.
Morning. Looking more like Gary Barlow every day.
Wish I had his money.
I wish I had his money as well.
How are we doing this morning?
All right. Gold's been on a massive run,
I've just been looking at gold. The hourly's been going through the roof.
but I
Up
think
and
we're going
up
to have.
and up.
We've just wicked above that wick. It looks like now we might have that potential pullback, but really need to see dynamic TP come back down below because trend AI is proper bullish. So I'm not. I wouldn't be looking for any shorts anytime soon, even though I think it's could have a bit of a comeback. But yeah, it's so bullish. And then NQ is interesting. So the 4 hour, so we've just taken the high on the 4 hour segment 1.
Yeah.
So potentially the 4 hour, and this is, I think we're only 2 hours in. So we're definitely looking potentially more bullish, but we've already had that sort of pullback. So looking for a close above that level on NQ to potentially look at if we can take us up into this space. But it's just been, you can look at how it's been this morning, it's just been range bound there. And then obviously we've had this really nice strong bullish candle, so it's just still potentially range bound until we get that close.
Yeah, it has failed to take the high of the previous hour there as well. Just reject this from that. How was that? Take the first candle?
First candle.
You've got the trade on, that's why I can't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's taking that. I'd expect it to go up then.
But it was liquidity. Tap that liquidity to perfect. So we'll see. Just want to see it this hour close above here really. That's my main thing I'm focusing on. So gold, I think you probably would have just been tapped in at the 50% that last hour you took it. 29 minutes, I think 50% was about there. It's just struggled a bit. It's just so bullish. It's just running. But gold's been like that recently. It's because NQ's been so bearish probably. Dynamic TP is changing again. So we have closed above on NQ, which gives us a high probability of the high going. Now if the low goes, then that's a strong sign of bearishness. I know it sounds silly, but it's just because it's opposing the probability. But right now, it's more likely from this close that we come and take the high.
I want to get anything in before Donald wakes up, so.
What time's Donald up?
So he wakes up with his phone, 3 AM, catches us off guard.
Oh, he doesn't sleep very much, does he? I'll have an hour on you in France. chance Donald won't catch me.
You got to worry about Macron instead. He likes a dodgy statements as well.
He does like a dodgy statement. We're not trained in the franc though.
No, the euro does have an impact though.
Yeah. Have a look at CL. CL's bullish as well. I hate it when CL and NQ are the same. I hate it. Hate it. Oh, look at that trade out of there. NQ's got a lot of liquidity below though that's been built up overnight. Sorry, CL.
It's been very bullish.
Yeah, it has been bullish.
Did you fix the volume?
I got the volume up as high as I can. Do you know this morning has been a nightmare? I'll be honest with you.
What, the setup?
Yeah, because nothing was connected.
What wasn't connected?
Anything. YouTube channel, a lot.
It was all connected. Just not used it in a few weeks.
Is it? Yeah, but it's different computer, innit?
But we still... No, we set it up. I had it ready to go.
Oh. No, it wasn't. It can't have been because there's no authorization done on any of the accounts. We'll have a morning lovers tiff now live. Come on. She's always right.
You want to see domestic abuse live on YouTube?
I can't see whether that... Oh, it closed below, so it's bearish, so the low's gone. NQ's taken a low as well, which means that's going very bearish. I don't think we're going to see anything this hour. Just missed it before the stream came on. There was just that hour was good. Yeah, so now we've taken that low. Gives us very bearish. Because we've gone against probability. Unable to close above the high. So really we're going down this low is what we're focused on. Is here. Or we stay range bound. I think we need to see trend AI transition again. So if we're going to go bearish, we want to see dynamic TP come under. We want to see weakening of trend AI, right? Till that point, we're still bullish. But there are a couple of things that we want to see, right? We're chopping. So we could have another hour like this and then another bullish hour. And it just chop on NQ. But again, we want to see that high closed above. CL. Is bullish. Bearish actually, we closed below that level, so we're more likely to take the low. Although we are above the open. Not much probability on here, so we're more likely to go bearish, which means NQ could then flip. Have a look at ES. ES has done the same. It's taken a low. It failed to grab that liquidity above though. So that's that same level, right? We're looking on NQ, so NQ's taken that level as where ES hasn't. taken this. Also, the low has already gone on ES, where NQ hasn't taken the low. You see here, it's already gone. And then we've come up. It's interesting. But we're still between this high and this low. Just trapped inside that range. Same thing for NQ, right? But we haven't taken the low. And we've taken that high. So gold's definitely looking cleaner, but it's just been running for so long. Just be patient. And put some music on. I haven't logged in and set up the sound on here to be able to put it through the stream.
Would you want me to put some music on?
Yeah, should put some background music on. I don't think it'll come through on the stream anyway. But we'll get it set up. How was your weekend anyway, Toe? Good? Did you go to the football this week? Was that last weekend? Wow. Everything's just a blur. Tony's a Liverpool fan, for anyone who wants to know.
I'll punch you. I'll punch you straight in the face. Cheeky bastard. Just going to protect the sons on that.
Oh. Do you see that video of that person who bought a ticket?
What, the season ticket?
Yeah, and the seat didn't exist.
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, right.
His family had gone to look at their season tickets.
Yeah.
And realised that the brother's season ticket, his seat wasn't there, so they filmed it to show him that
Yeah.
he's even got one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It just skipped the number, didn't it? It's like something 97, wasn't it? And it was like there was 98 and 99.
Yeah.
That's funny, that is. Someone's not quite sized that up properly. Well, we'll just have one seat less. Oh, wow. Here's our gold range. But we get a nice close above on this level. So I'd probably say, actually, inside there. Close above, failed, close above, didn't close above, close above, close above.
I'm going to get you blocked on YouTube.
I don't think anyone hear it. The mic's been really low. I've been struggling to hear me. And do you know what's really annoying? Every time I click on, we need to put the, I think for the live, we're going to have to do it on the app rather than on Chrome. -1 on CL. What did you do? Are you long? Were you long? So the only thing is, obviously, you see the box. We closed bearish. The reason why we've added that in. I know you obviously don't follow that rule, which is cool. You don't have to follow any of the rules on what it is. Let me make it clearer. So statistically, if we close below the 50%, there is a 74% probability that we're more likely to take the low of that box. If we close above, then it's more likely that we'll take the high. It only impacts the bullishness of an hour by about sort of 63%. So it's not a huge probability, but you can see here, like I said to you, when we get the opposing, can often mean a strong move. So where statistically it was more likely that this was going to go bearish, we transitioned, took the high, and then had a strong move. Do, 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 do. And obviously we're just taking that liquidity as well. But if you're following all the rules, it doesn't really matter. Good trade. If you've back tested and they're your rules, buddy, keep it going. Right now. So we're watching NQ as well for this zero line, right? It's looking very bearish. My name's Patrick Whelan. This is his bear flag.
I knew you were a bell end. That's fun.
So where could we go? Let's see. I just think NQ's a bit of a chop at the moment. I'm still swaying towards bullishness, right? However, the higher time frame is bearish. So if we do see Trend AI switch back to bearish again, that's a good sign for the bears for a longer run. Closing below that bear flag. Let's see. We might get a run on these lows. We failed to close above here. How long we got left of the hour? Plenty of time on the hour. Starting to come down towards that zero line. First lows here. Although that's not actually a candle. This is our candle low. Got liquidity below some high probability levels that we failed to take. ES has already taken them. But this is definitely a high probability today. 75%. Right now. Look at gold. Gold is very bullish. We just want to see this hour end, really. Or it might take a bit of time before it switches bearish, but let's just see. Right now, nothing for me on gold. Nothing for me on you. Although obviously I like the short. I really like the short, especially as I'm coming towards this zero line, right? We're just really strong bullish. See if we can close below this low though, right? Right now we're failing to close below. Might get a little retest back up, let's see. I do think we're going to push. Now we failed to close there. I am feeling like we might go for them lows at the bottom. At least these lows, maybe. I want to see this come down below that zero line though. We'll see what we've got going on. I'm sure Mr. T will do some back testing live this week, maybe. What you got planned to do this week, T?
Yeah, sounds good. I can do a good back testing session.
Well, just see what the live's like. We got any high impact news coming this week? What's
Saying that.
news like this week? Starting to come back. Come on.
PMI Thursday.
PMI. Could be a nice trendy Thursday then.
Oh, it is. It's services PMI and
Ah, right, okay.
manufacturing PMI on Tuesday.
Okay.
Non-farm Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah, it's a busy week. Unemployment, non-farm Thursday. Powell Friday.
Beep, 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 beep. Do, do, do. Beep, beep, do, 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 do. I would say we're more likely to have a choppy day today, which means highs and lows could be gone on both sides. pull back. High. Opened, pushed down. Failed to take the low. Came up. Pushed down. It's alright. See that level? Last hour's low. So if we see last hour's low go, that's a really good sign for switching bearishness as well for NQ. Because we've come down. So we made this low. Put a high in. Put a low in. Put a high. Put a low. Started retracing back up, but we failed to close above this level here. Shows weakness. Now we want to see close below this level. We close below this level, we could then look for us maybe a trade trailing down to this low. High probability liquidity level down here as well, right? Mic is low. I know, yeah. I keep can't get this mic any higher. Maybe I just need to talk right into it. Sorry? It's here. That is full. It might be in the mic settings on the computer, but is that better? 007. Tell me you're excited for Henry. I'm very excited for Henry. Let's check on gold. See, every time you switch across, you lose the chat because it's on. See, gold's holding strong. Might take a little bit longer for gold to do some more correcting. We'll hold our course on gold. NQ right now is feel more confidence in tracking NQ.
That's a bit louder.
Is that any better? Wow, I think you put it on your. Have you got your headphones? It looks like it's louder already.
It's because you had the mic turned down.
I thought I was turning it up. So I was turning the mic down all this time. That's way better when I'm closer, thanks. Apparently, I've been turning the mic down.
Remember all the cursing you were doing to me this morning?
User error. Yeah, but they can hear you now talking. I can see it going up when you talk.
So we won't talk about your mum then.
So rude. Don't encourage him, Pickles. So this was looking at our structure, which is bullish in candle form, if you like. So we've just been come right down with this candle. Here's the high of the last candle, which I'm looking to see as close above. failed to close above, which makes me feel we want to see a close below this low though. That one really. Take out that, take out this. Pull back maybe for this low then. But right now, still in this bullish structure. Let's see. CL grabbed liquidity above, which was these two lines here. Obviously it has left some liquidity, which is high probability below, but you can see we've got this bunch of liquidity all stacked up below from this overnight session, which is these. And if you're an ICT trader, I'm guessing you'd call those equal lows, right? So we've got this liquidity below, so we'll see if CL even does. Looking very bullish off this candle, right? We'd need to disrespect this. That can turn into an inverse fair value gap for you. Potentially look to take that short. So NQ over higher time frame is bearish, right? So higher time frame bearish, higher time frame bearish, higher time frame bearish. So that's 2 hour, 3 hour, and 1 hour. 1 hour has transition bullish and is still very strong. We're not seeing any weakening. We're now coming up to the 0 line. Which gives us that bearish cross. Now when this crosses, we should see those. If we don't take those lows during this period, and it corrects and comes back above, that's a real bullish signal for us to continue on our way. You spent the weekend watching Supernatural or something?
I just put some more music on in the background.
That's okay.
I don't have any of your girly pop. No Tay-Tay for me.
Tay-Tay. So rude.
You shut up and try to get this sound right.
Is it okay?
I don't know, it won't play yet.
We'll just go on the live.
I am on the live.
Well, you're not though, are we?
I don't want it to reverb on you, that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay. We don't. What, are you trying to join the live?
No, I'm not. Just you concentrate on that, I'll concentrate on this.
I like this trade here. Low gone. Red. Coming towards the 0 line. Correct. Nice 1R. And then obviously the liquidity above was this one. So you see we've come over 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. Let's go up time frames. Let's go on the 5-minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. So grinding back. bullish. So corrective, right? Strong move, corrective. So it's going to be fairly choppy. So we can see we put a high, we put a low. We've just taken that. We just went above that high, failed to close above it. So very corrective. We might just continue to do that sort of chop up. This is that 1 hour. I think that was the opening gap, was it? Did we open with a gap? No, we moved down. No, we did open with a gap. On the candle we gap, straight down. Huh? Sorry, I am a terrible mumbler. Do you know where I get it from?
Don't do it.
Your mum, she's terrible. Here we go, coming to those lows. So I think we'll look for this to transition back bearish as well, and then we could have a nice move down. Coming down now towards these lows. The only thing I'll be careful of is that where we've got this correction, right? We might just still do the same again. Let's see. Right now we've crossed the zero line. When we took that low and we had a sell signal, gave us that bearish hour. We've got high probability liquidity below. At least look for these and potentially the low as well. Not sure that's going to go yet. See if we close back inside this candle. So if you think from here, right, we push up, close here, push down, close, fail to come back below the low, close bullish, and then we're coming back down again. So it's this low here as our last push. So if we can see us come below this low, that would give us potentially a good opportunity to look, see if we can't continue that trade down. ES had already taken the low, so ES has already taken this low, and it's back down there already. And has now taken the low. NQ is holding a little bit more to the upside. That flip on ES. But ES failed to come and take this candle high, right? Stayed more bearish. That's where NQ's come back up. Taking it once. Twice. It's left two equal highs above as well. Let's look at gold. Ready for next hour. I mean, gold, if it's going to go bearish, it could take a little bit of time. Might be another hour or two before it. Paying Kylie Minogue.
Just change it for some 80s.
That's fine.
It was Madonna, actually.
Was it Madonna?
Yeah.
Sorry. Classic. Can anyone hear the music? Bum, 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 bum. I'm early 40s, Tony's late 40s, so...
No. Don't feeling old this week.
Why did you go to a disco?
Go to a disco?
Did you go to a disco full of young people? Try and have a dance? What did you do that's making you feel old?
Losing my hair.
We're all losing our hair.
Oh no, mine's going.
How do you know that?
Oh, it's going.
How do you know?
It's falling out.
Well, you woke up and it was on the pillow.
Yeah, it's like it's falling out the front.
That's all right.
So, this trip to Turkey is...
A trip to Turkey.
Is imminent.
Here we go, new hour opens. We push down, already take the hour on ES. Leave a VIB, sorry, on NQ. Come below the 0 line. I want to see this transition. Still not weakening yet. Just check gold's open. So really easy for gold, right? Took the high of the previous hour. So this is the low of the... sorry, took the high. Last hour was still... took the high. Oh, you can see here, right? Sweep up, close below. Here's our low. So we are bearish. Not high probability though. Only 42%. The 2 hour and the 3 hour are still bullish on gold. I would wait on gold as well. Don't rush into anything. It's still miles away from the 0 line. It can still be really messy if it is going to correct and go bearish. So just patience. NQ. There he goes. So of course it's doing it fast now. So when we cross that 0 line, we expect to see strong movement, right? So that low's now gone. This was the high probability low that we were talking about. So now we're looking at this. So that's a great grab, right? Wick down, wick back above. Dun, 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 dun. Why are you giggling in the background? What? NQ's bearish, nice, much stronger. What? NQ's being more bullish than bearish overall. Although obviously we've had that turn bearish hour. Come down to these lows. We failed to take this low. where ES is already down and through it. Let's just see. We got no wick on the current hour, as you can see, just straight down. Very bearish. If we go through that low, yeah, push on through. GG to anyone who took the short. So we are now looking down this low. Really bearish. We've wicked, come back up, failed, taken the low again. And now we've taken out these lows. Feels like that pullback where we come up and fail to close below. We're now coming down here. Let's see. Yes, same thing, crosses the zero line. Nice push. Here when we come above, you can see weakness, strength. Gold's not showing any weakness, even though we are starting, volume is, and momentum is starting to waver. I mean, obviously it's been a really strong push up. We've got this open vib below as well. So 2 hour. This is our 2 hour low. This is our 2 hour open. Our 2 hours bullish. But did close below, and then we took that low. So 2 hours still more bearish at the moment. 3 hour. We took the high. So you got mixed statistics here, right? So the 2 hour is more likely to close bearish at the moment, which means we're not expecting to see that high go on the 2 hour. The last hour of the 3 hour, we took the high of the first 2 segments. So again, more likely to be bullish, and the 3 hour open is here. So we can still close bearish on the 2 hour without the 3 hour being bearish. And then the 4 hour, here's our 4 hour open. We took the high here. So I think gold needs to see, at least if we're going to go bearish, it needs to see this hour finish. So you've got the 3 hour, the 4 hour, all closing on this hour, right? So 3 hour ends this hour, 4 hour ends this hour, 2 hour ends this hour. So you're going to have an opening of a new candle across all of them, which is, I think, where possibly then you might see that bearish push if we are going to switch. We want to see this logo on gold. Dee dee dee. Dee dee dee. I don't think NQ's going to leave that liquidity in time for us. They're just still holding on Trend AI. Only thing that's getting me at the moment is whether this is just going to be a grab of the low and potentially then a reverse. Because this is still very bullish, right? We haven't even gotten to a normal... Well, not even normal. We're very strong, right? Right? There's normal. There's very strong. So you can see we're very strong. Obviously, we're not looking for any longs unless we come back towards the zero line. Same way we did here, right? Nice little check above the zero line. And then off for our liquidity. Here we'd have got the same. It was just at the end of the hour. That sort of pullback, and then it went straight for it. I like internal liquidity over the actual current high and low of the hour, over the day, unless we've already taken it. Let's see. The day's already taken the low of the previous day, right? So we've already got the low of Friday is up here. So we've already come way down. So more likely that this is our high for the day, right? Where is it? Mind you, there's no wick on today's daily candle either. So if it's going to be, it could be a very strong bearish day. Then if it's going to be a no wick push down, as it already has, it'll be interesting. Let's look at the daily. Oh, no, there is a wick. What am I talking about? Where's the open? Daily's bullish. Sorry, opened here and wicked up. Gap down, basically. That's already filled. Sorry, I didn't look at the daily. Let's have a look at them. Corrective bullish, sequence 4, 50-50. Nothing on the daily. Although the daily high time frame's bearish. Now we're going strong bearish on the daily. So we are starting to transition into a very strong bearish. Could be a strong move down today then, if that all aligns. Put it back to the hour. Okay, we've got 5 more minutes, 4 more minutes for the hour to form its high probability low and high. So the only thing is we haven't got a wick on our current hour, as you can see. We've come down, taken these lows. We didn't take the low of the current hour. Gold, still looking very bullish. Higher time frames are bullish. 2 hour is more bearish. So let's see, maybe we get an inside bar. Close inside this, we'll see. Like I said, we've got a new 4 hour, a new 2 hour, a new 3 hour opening in the next hour. A good opportunity. So we get a sell and a buy. We're still above the 0 line. We're still very strong on trend AI. Both higher time frames are bullish. And the overall higher time frame on all higher time frames is bullish. We've had a very, very strong move up on gold. And we're just sitting inside this candle range at the moment. I feel almost flipped. So right now we're looking like we're going to close above the 50% on NQ, but we've got 3 more minutes. Do 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 do. So if we take this high and come above, then I won't be looking for a short. I said NQ's been more bullish than ES. Same thing with ES. Let's see if ES switches. ES has taken the low again. That's where NQ hasn't. NQ took the high where ES hasn't, so NQ is looking more bullish. Or corrective. Remember, we're in a higher time frame corrective, so we're not expecting anything crazy today. More chop. So high probability liquidity levels and a reversal is not a bad trade today. Look for it to take liquidity, switch, and then go for the opposing liquidity. I think it could be one of those days. It's always the way. We get the price action we want before the stream starts. Still inside the previous hour. Although we are bearish on gold. There he goes. Sell signals confirmed. Midline gives us high probability of that low going, which has happened. We want to see the low of the previous hour go as well. It's a shame that didn't come and take it. Still ticking down. We've got this open VIB at the bottom. So this is our 4-hour candle that we're expecting to close in the next hour, right? So very strong push up. So for gold, where do you expect gold to potentially, if we do have a bearish pullback, you're just looking for it to come inside of here, right? Which is this liquidity level, if anything. Because the 4-hour is still very bullish. Right? Push, push, push. If we are going to get that pullback on the... If we are going to get a bearish 4-hour... Let's see. There's 38 minutes left of our 4-hour. It's easier to track all of the higher time frames when you trade in live because everything's a lot slower. As where in your back tests, often a lot of people just skip forward. Using the faded candle is a good idea for your back test. Saves you switching between it and you can see the higher time frames. So count the bearish confluences that we have. Talk me through them. What have we got? Bullish on the EMAs. Bullish on trend AI. Bullish on the higher time frames. Bullish on the 2-hour. Bullish on the 3-hour in terms of structure. No bearishness other than a bearish candle. So definitely no reason to be looking for shorts on gold other than patience right now. We need a little bit more setup for us, right? Or even if it's a case of wait it out. Wait for it to switch back bullish. If it does. There's NQ. So NQ's got a little bit more bearishness to it, but it still has mixed signals, right? We've been in this range and we've just come to the bottom of the range. So we're from here to here's our kind of range, if you like. You can use this high, which is what I was using. I want to see it close above that. So NQ is in choppy action. So anything you do on NQ, you want to be careful, making sure you're getting confirmation. For example, longs for me, I wanted to see us close above. See if we take this high, we had no wick on the top. Let's see if it flips. If it flips, we are definitely not looking for shorts, but again, we failed to take this low on NQ. Trend AI has just stayed very strong bullish, which means this is more likely to be, you can see the previous 4 hour tap back up into here. It's taken the low. So right now we've taken both the high and the low of the previous hour. It's just a bit messy. Right now, our highest probability is the low going. But we are just more bullish at the moment. So there's our wick for the hour. We've just put in a wick. We didn't have one. If trend AI now comes back above the 0 line, I'd have looked to take a short around here. Let's see. Right now, there's no trade for me on NQ. We've got a bullish algo. Corrective bearish on the higher time frames. So it's just struggling. Just hold tight. Biddy. Hate it when CL. So I think NQ. Wait for this hour. New 4 hour candle, and then maybe we look for that low. Let's see. We're just inside at the moment. Bottom of the range, top of the range. Dynamic TP. Switching. Taking out all these lows. So our 3 hour low here. This candle low. So our 4 hour low. Our 2 hour is bearish. We're expecting a 2 hour bearish candle. But we're not expecting anything too crazy yet. Still coming towards that zero line. Bearish 3. Yay, yay, yay. Uncertain price. Now, while gold's bearish at the moment, it's not super bearish. We need to see the new 4 hour open really, and this is now coming towards that zero line, right? So we get that cross towards it. We're still so strong on trend AI, but when the new 4 hour opens, this is what we were talking about, potential take of the 4 hour low. And if we can get a real pullback, maybe we can come down fast back into here. On the 4 hour we broke out and left the VIB open. Didn't come back at all, just went straight out. So maybe we can get a... See this accumulation inside of here. Wicks closing inside, closing above. Pop off. Let's see. So remember, we're not expecting gold to close below this low. Might take this level here, which actually should be this one, I think, on this low. So we'll see whether gold pushes more. Again, so close to that zero line, and we've still got half an hour. So it's either going to be really bearish and plummet to push through it, or we could see a reversal. So we're going to go through this 3 hour if we don't stop, which means that will push us through the 0 line and get that strong move. It's just this 4 hour wick, right? There's our 4 hour open. Expect us to close probably below that high. But I'm not expecting the 4 hour to close bearish. There's the push. If we take that now. Whoa. That's 3 hour gone bearish. So this could be quite a strong move now. Well, it's already a strong move, but after that next 4 hour candle forms. Now we're starting to see trend AI give some weakness. So the reason why we weren't expecting the 4 hour is because the 4 hour had taken the high of the previous beginning of the hour, which means when we form, we're more likely to hold the low. But obviously when it fails and in line, you tend to get a stronger move because it's opposing the probability. Yeah, we just got to be patient. There's plenty of trades that are, everybody can look and find trades. It's just about waiting for one that meets the way that you trade, right? It's not about calling the market. It's about following the confluences. And like I said, we got a new 4 hour. We've got a whole new set of candles opening up next hour. We've got a big move up that's not being mitigated. So it makes sense that potentially we could have some pullback down, right? Which gives us some context to why we might go lower. It's just right now we're just NQ is very range bound. ES has been a little bit more clear in its direction. We're taking the low earlier on. NQ's been a little bit more bullish, but we've come below that 0 line. Failed to take the low. But right now, overall NQ is more bearish. Taking the low of the previous day. Come below that zero line. Although trend AI is still very bullish. You can see when I took this trade, we had alignment, right? EMAs were bullish. Trend AI bullish. Come below the zero line, corrected without turning. High probability liquidity above, and that was our target. We switched here, but you can see where we transitioned was when we came over the zero line was at the beginning of the hour, following it, meeting in line. As this was at the end of the hour, making it difficult, right? So making it difficult to get this hour in line. I think gold short next hour is probably good. Come over the zero line. Obviously gold short this hour was good. It was just still early. As you can see, look, we still ranged in the beginning of the hour and then broke and went just before the half pass, which is great. So I mean the timing's good. We took the low there, tapped back in. We were just slowly trending towards that bearish. So I think our 4 hours probably still bullish. Let's have a look. Yeah. So sequence 2 on the 4 hour. There's a 74% chance that the 4 hour closes above its open. Even though we've got mixed confluences to that. Now we've taken the low. So what we'd want to see is the 4 hour switch to a corrective bearish. Sequence 1 giving us a high probability of a bearish 4 hour. Want to see that straight away when the new 4 hour candle opens. Like we've got here on the 2 hour. Our 2 hour has switched to a sequence 1 corrective bearish, which means the next 2 hour will be the same. The 3 hour, I think it's 3 hour, done it. 3 hours still strong bullish. So the 3 hour switch before the 4 hour. Let's see. So these are our 1 hour bullish candles. Here's where on the 4 hour we built up some consolidation. You can see we're failing here to close lower. Then we exploded out, left an open VIB. So the 4 hour, we'll see how much we retrace back down into here. Possibly back into here. It's a long way to go though. Possibly might just see us come back down in. This is the only where I'm sort of thinking where it might get a trade into here and then a bit of continuation before then. Build some inducement, right? Come down, build a low, build inducement before coming down into this area. Alright, Aaron, take it easy, mate. See you on the next one. We're going to hold on the stream, wait until the new 4 hour opens. Do. Nice correction for NQ. See if this will then change. We've still got 15 minutes though. Our timing is just not quite working. Let's wait. Need to just be patient with NQ. We're expecting the low to go at the moment. That's all we've got. We have come below the 0 line, meaning more bearish price action. But our trend AI is still holding bullish, which is interesting. Our algo is still bullish on the 1 hour. Expecting this potentially to close bullish. And our 2 and 3 are corrective bearish, meaning obviously we expect choppy action, but they're more leaning towards bullish price action at the moment. But we'll see whether that changes next hour when we get a new 2, 3 and 4 hour candle. So bearish price action has been really good in the hourly data. You can see the last 176 bearish candles. We've had 71% probability of putting in the high in the first 20 minutes. So it's been really strong on the bearish side and less strong on the bullish side, which makes sense as we're a little bit more corrective, right? The higher time frame is bearish, meaning we're getting stronger pushes. Here we get the dynamic TP going back bearish. Looks like we're going for that low. Gold still pushing down. A little bit of consolidation before maybe another breakout. We've got 15 minutes. I think we're probably going to come take this low in 15 minutes. It's a very, very strong 15 minutes. That was one hell of a 4-hour wick. Next hour, looks like we might get set up for a short on gold. So this is what we'll be looking for on gold. Looking for the 3 hour to switch to bearish, 1 hour to switch to very bearish. This is our low I am thinking of targeting. So what I'd want to see now is I'll just pop back up. So we put in our bearish hour, pop back up, and then come take those lows. And that's kind of the trade I'm trying to get on that leg down. I mean, obviously we could come all the way back down to here. It's a long way. But the algo and everything will switch bearish and give us that. Alright, low taken. So that is a new 4-hour low. Only just. Got 10 minutes. So inside our 4 hour, these are our built up liquidity levels. This one has a 69% probability of being hit today. We haven't got anything major. High's more likely to go right now. So if we're going to have a bullish day, it's more likely that this high goes. Do 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 do. Three-hour switch into strong bullish. I'll push the 2 hour. Yeah, it closes strong bullish. Should push the 2 hour. Oh, sorry. Corrective. That's what we want to see. Corrective. See the 4 hour? Yes, the 4 hour's gone into a sequence 1 corrective bullish. If it could just pull back a bit more and let us have that next hour, next 4 hour, that'd be great. We haven't got a wick for this hour yet, so maybe this is our wick. I'm looking for the close of the hour. Let's have a quick look at NQ. I mean, I don't like having opinion, but right now we've got mixed signals and just NQ while we have the low.
Like arseholes, Andy, everyone's got one.
Yeah. I just feel bullish. Is my arsehole opinion. Even though we're bearish on everything. Other than Trend AI. Higher time frames are corrective. They're 50-50, but they lean more towards bullishness. And even the 1 hour is still bullish. Just feels like it's the momentum to the downside starting to waver a bit, but you don't know. We'll see what New York brings as well. But right now, we're just in. It's going to be. If it's going to go bullish, it's going to be a bit. It's going to be choppy. All right, maybe that's our wick for the 4 hour. We've got 5 minutes. Size that wick on, CL. It's a very strong bearish candle on ES on the 4 hour, even the 1 hour. Although ES is showing the same thing, potential weakness, but ES is much more bearish. So if we look at NQ, that was the push down this morning, and it's failed yet to go below. Although what we have done is obviously we took the high, tapped back in, and then taken the low, which makes me feel I'm more likely that we could then come on and take this low next 4 hour. But you compare that to ES, that's considerably more bearish. And gold has just been insanely bullish. Absolute trooper. Doo-doo-doo. 4 more minutes to go, and then we'll see whether this 4 hours is going to give us, and 3 hours is going to give us opportunity for continued bearish action. We have a new 2 hour as well coming. 2 hour is currently bearish. Come below the 0 line. Maybe we see a bit of a correction, which is the beginning of our hour. Put in our high, and then look for that continuation. Don't want it to happen too quick. Give us opportunity to get in. This could be our rejection area here. Possibly. One minute to go. Alright, so 3-hour candle is corrective bullish, which is perfect. High probability of bearish. 4-hour is corrective, which is perfect. All right. So remember, the 4-hour candle, the first segment is the first sort of hour. So let's see. So we're not looking to dive into a trade. Right? We are looking for everything to align. We want our 1 hour to go strong bearish, which means we want to see this as well start to transition and weaken. Look at NQ. NQ on the algo is still bullish. But right now NQ is in a, it's not huge. On our sequence 4, 69%. We closed bearish on that hour. So if we are going to go bearish, maybe we've already put in our wick, right? So we've had our push up. Let's see if we can flip. Take that low. Although we fail. We're still below the 0 line. We're still very, very bullish on trend AI. See? I like gold.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Right, so what we're looking for this hour is we're looking for price to show bearishness. So we've already put in a little wick, so we don't have to come up any higher. We're looking for price to come down into this low, into this fair value gap. So we're looking for price to come down in the first 20 minutes, show a red, close below the 50% point, come below that, correct, and tap back down. That's what we're looking to do. You can see here we come down, we take the low, we take the liquidity, we come back up. We start correcting now. We've still got a way to go back up to here, where we came out of. So we've got all this space to potentially come back into. Our dynamic TP, you can see there that where we bobbled and then started going, and then obviously the volume really kicked in as we cross. And we're still very bearish, so maybe we're not going to get much of a pullback. Or like I said, because we're playing a 4 hour and a 3 hour, this hour could be a little bit more corrective. And then we see it maybe the second hour. But right now, bearish for the next couple of hours on gold, or the next 4 hours. We can watch that out. And we'll look to take a trade. Just have patience. Right, guys, I'm going to come off stream. I'm going to set my alerts and just wait and see what happens over the next couple of hours. See if it gives us an entry this hour or next hour on gold. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow.